Hey, welcome back to Thugging It Out. Thugging It Out is a platform where we create a safe space to acknowledge, experience, and overcome real life issues in a positive and healthy way. Um, First things first, I really want to just apologize to my Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio family. I know when I started the YouTube channel and started focusing on the live episodes and the motherhoods panels, that I kind of forgot about y'all. And I am very aware that I have one more part of the Perfecting the Process series, as well as I gotta start giving y'all content. Like, I have so much content from the actual live episodes that I have yet to transfer to the format to put onto like the streaming platforms that I'm gonna do it soon. It's 2024, so Happy New Year. And I am a little bit more focused this year. I don't know. And it's not this new year, new me BS that January brings on. It's truly me getting myself together. For one, I decided this past Saturday, that I was not going to eat meat. And I am 4 days in. And surprisingly, I have not wavered. I've been working out every day. I've been just drinking water. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I've been planning. I have so many ideas. And I'm really going to be on my ass this year. Sorry for the French. I am truly going to be on top of my game this year because I'm going to be consistent. We already know, we had plenty of talks about how discipline is something that I really struggle with. And coming into 2024, I am making that one of my priorities. Like, I've really been sticking to not eating meat for this little time period. Hopefully I could keep it that way and make this a complete lifestyle change, but I'm going to take it day by day. I've been exercising, like getting my body moving every day. And I'm feeling it. Like, I feel different. I've been just drinking water, and I really been in my Bible every day and journaling. I got a schedule for my schoolwork, and I am truly trying to stay on my A game this entire 2024 because I had saw this meme and I kind of stuck with me. Said that one good year can change your life. And I already feel as if 2024 is going to be different, but I'm kind of low key testing that theory. I just want to see if I really push myself, if I really stay on my heels, if I do everything that I want to do, need to do, supposed to do. Let's see where I am come December of 2024 of this year. So that's my spiel. That's my deal. That's the news since we had to catch up before we get into this episode. But y'all, I'm going to tell y'all the plan again. I've been told y'all the plan, but Saturdays will be for live episodes, and every Wednesday I will be dropping on here. And I will do a better job with transforming the format from the live into streaming as soon as possible. Hopefully in the same week. Possibly that same day. I ain't gonna say the same day because I don't want to get me to lie, but I'm definitely gonna try to stay on top of it more because I don't know. I just feel a difference in 2024, and all I know is that it's really up to me. Because if I be frank with y'all, I'm reading the Bible still. I'm in Romans, and Romans is truly about just being human and about the experience that you can have with God and with being human. And that honestly I'm learning, which is quite it's contrary to common beliefs, is that God does not necessarily want us to get into the mix, like get into all the extra stuff that churches bring. Not saying he don't want you to go to church, because they did, reiterate that that's not necessarily what they were saying. But I feel like sometimes people, they get so caught up with all the rules and all the laws and what you can't do and what you can do, and you can't do this and all these boxes, that they forget that it's really just about a relationship with God. And I don't know, Romans has really been opening my eyes for these past few days since I'm back on my Zoom, and it simply has really touched my soul that I am encouraged and I'm motivated to encourage my people, because y'all already know I always say Thugging It Out is a solutions based podcast. I want to be transparent, I want to be open, and I want to touch on things that everybody goes through, but I also want to get to the other side. My focus is not to complain, not to, sit and soak in it, but it's more so, like I say, acknowledge, you experience, and you overcome. So that is the goal. I know I was kind of long-winded with this life catch-up, but let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is a piggyback off of the YouTube Live episode this past Saturday, which was Stop Playing With Your Life, that I am going to put on Spotify soon enough. But I want you to free your mind. Free your mind, because life, as we all know, is full of surprises with many different highs and lows. And that's something that I don't even have to really go into, because we all know how life is. It's like being on a roller coaster that you never seen. Like, let's just picture, it's like being on a roller coaster that you never even seen, that has unexpected drops, twists, turns, you're upside down, you're going around. It's all this craziness. And on that roller coaster, you're always going back up. And unfortunately, you never know when you're getting off. So you got to buckle up and you got to enjoy the ride. You got to get used to the turns. You got to get used to the heights, the valleys. You got to get used to the times where you can turn upside down. You got to get used to the twists, the turns. And you just got to know that at the end, you will always be going back up. And in the end, you will enjoy the entire process. That even when you do get off, or you see that your ending is coming, that you feel this sense of joy. That yes, I enjoy the ride. And that's what I just described is really life, in my opinion, in my eyes. And honestly, it's really not an opinion. It's really straight facts if you think about it. Because nobody's life has ever been perfect. Nobody's life has ever been just one way. Everybody's life is filled with all types of craziness. And it's truly a roller coaster. And it's one of these things that you can't have a weak stomach. Like, you can't have the weak stomach that every minute you're throwing up. Every minute you're getting motion sickness. You really have to learn how to enjoy the ride. And to enjoy every bit of the ride, you have to free your mind. And I know we love that Tim song, Free Your Mind. I'm not even going to hurt y'all ears by trying to sing it. But y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know that song I'm talking about. Everybody loves that song. Well, if y'all don't love it, go listen to it. Tim's Free Your Mind. That's something that we really have to do in the real world on a day-to-day basis, is free your mind. Because a free mind brings you peace. And y'all already know how your girl feel about peace. 2023, I was not playing with my peace. And that's why it's so important to free your mind. Because your mind controls your life. And some people might think that that's a little backwards. They might think like, no, it's your heart, it's your body. It's really your mind. Your mind controls how you feel. Your mind controls how you look at certain things. Your mind controls how you feel about certain things. And it low key determines if you live or die. If your brain stops telling your heart to pump, it will stop. If your brain tells your body to shut down, it will. That's why in a lot of unfortunate situations where people are like in the hospital, once that brain is gone, you are gone. Because your brain tells you what to do. So that's why you have to figure out ways throughout on this roller coaster, throughout the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. You have to find ways to find peace. And back to the Bible, I'm always going to go to the places where I find strength and where I find encouragement. And most recently, I was reading Romans once again, chapter 5. I believe it's like verse 3, or maybe it's verse 7. I'm not necessarily sure what the verse. But in chapter 5, it says that you have to rejoice in the eyes of problems and trials, and that you have to enjoy it because that's how you build endurance. And that's really what you need in order to not throw up, in order to not get motion sickness while you're on this ride. You have to find ways to make your mind strong. It's like putting your mind in a gym. Because sometimes we can be a little weak-minded. We could be so weak-minded, we could be closed-minded, and that can hurt us because your mind is meant to be free. It's meant to think what you want to think. It's meant to help you learn. It's meant to help you make the right decisions. It's meant to help you get through certain situations in adversity. That's why you must free your mind. Because peace, I don't know about y'all, but peace is non-negotiable for me. And I will hope the same for you, because peace brings a type of energy, a type of vibe, a type of understanding that nothing else can compare. Because when you have peace, you can look into the eye of the storm and don't care. You could see the shit show that's on the rise, and you could be 100% fine with it. You're not going to be sitting there getting that anxiety. You're not going to be sitting there fighting with depression. You ain't going to be sitting there fighting with anger, resentment, sadness. You're not. So that's why I'm going to stress the fact that free your mind for peace. Let your mind rest. That overthinking comes because you got your mind all messed up. Free it. Now, when I say free your mind, I'm not saying just say, fuck everything and just don't do nothing. Of course not. But what I am saying is, do what you can. And if things are out of your control, they're out of your control. Go to your higher power and talk to him about it. Give it to him. Or lean on somebody that can help you. Or just accept things for what they is, because sometimes things are what they are. But just know that that's not the end. And one of the things that has really been helping me, because I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, life has just been perfect, because it hasn't. But it hasn't been bad. But it's been a lot of different events that has came that I truly believe was meant to kind of destroy me and to really change my mindset. But going through it this whole time, my viewpoint on it was always, it is what it is. Like, I'm giving it to you, God. Like, that's truly been the type of energy that I've been on. If it's out of my control, if I can't fix it with my own doing, if it's too big for me to handle, I'm letting it go next, go to the person that actually can do something about it because I can't. And that's the power that peace gives you. So that's why you need to free your mind for peace. And also free your mind for love. I know in today's society, everybody has these extravagant lists. They have these requirements. They have this idea of what love's supposed to be and how it should be and what it can't be. But I would need for you guys to get that out of your head. Get it out of your head. Because love, real love is never going to come how you expect it to come. And a lot of us can't necessarily receive it because we're so attached. We're constantly thinking about how we expect it to look. How do we want it to come? And I'm not sitting there saying that you need not to have no standards. Because I'm not saying that you shouldn't have standards. I'm saying that you need to get all the BS and the excess bull crap, the extravagant list, the unrealistic expectations out your head so that you can find love. Because when you're allowing your mind to just be free and just trusting that it's operating in your best interest, love will find you. And that love will be love that you have never experienced before. It will be love that surprises you. And it will be the love that you need. So free your mind for love. If you don't free your mind for peace, at least free your mind for love. Because I know a lot of us might be strong black women or just strong women in general. And that sometimes we might fool ourselves into thinking that we don't necessarily need love or don't necessarily want love. But love is life-changing. And I don't know who needs to hear this or not, but you do need love. You need someone that will love, care, nurture, and protect you. So free your mind for love. Please, if you don't free your mind for nothing else, free it for love, because love is a beautiful thing. And I know a lot of us are missing that because we're so consumed with this toxic world, with all this BS, that we truly forget that love is something that's hard to come by. And I know that's, if I'm even saying, I'm like, oh my God, that's surprising because we're around people 24/7. We come from families. Like, we supposed to come from love. But we get a certain age and a lot of us don't have love. So you have to free your mind right. You have to free your mind. Get your mind right. I know if y'all watched the live on this past Saturday, y'all know my whole emphasis on the episode was stop playing with your life. So I'm going to tell you now, stop playing with your life and get your mind right. Get your mind together so that you can experience peace. You can experience love and that you can have joy. And freeing your mind also gives you opportunities. Because as I stated before, a lot of us we're closed-minded. Our minds are busy, they're running. And sometimes we can miss opportunities and we can miss going through certain doors and certain chapters because we're overthinking it, or that our mind is somewhere else when our mind should be on this. And your mind is powerful. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you have to clear your mind. Because when your mind is foggy, when your mind has 1,000 tabs open, when your mind is worrying about yesterday as well as looking forward to tomorrow, when your mind is so consumed on what you don't have, you become a person that cannot make good decisions. Your discernment is off. Your energy is off. You make bad choices. And you also become a grouch because your mind is working harder than it's supposed to. So please free your mind, because 2024 for me, for what I see, from the feeling, the energy that I'm getting, is that it's going to be a year filled with blessings. And not just for me, but for everybody. I feel like 2024 is a shift into a new direction. It's a rebirth for a lot of things, a lot of people. And in order to really get that energy, to get the blessings, to really get what you've been waiting on, you have to get yourselves together. And the first thing is your mind. You need your mind right. You gotta let go of the toxicity. You gotta let go of the stress. You gotta let go of the hurt. You gotta let go of the pain. You have to let go of the hardships, the worries. You gotta let go of the baggage. You have to be in a spot where your mind is clear as day, that you're only focusing on today, that you're doing everything to benefit you today, right here, this moment. You're doing things that fuel your body, that fuels your soul, that brings you peace, that brings you love. And as I'm sitting here speaking, I'm like, girl, you sound like a hippie. I'm really not a hippie. I'm truly not. I hope y'all not getting the hippie vibes, because as I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, wow, girl, you a hippie now? But no. One thing hippies was on is that they knew that your mind was powerful. And I don't know if y'all not looking at the world nowadays, but it's scary. And it's so scary because everybody thinks they can control something, thinks that they could take from somebody, thinks that they can get over. In all actuality, nobody is free. Nobody's mind is free. We're attached to these phones. We're attached to social media. We're attached to personas. We're attached to money. We're attached to drugs, alcohol, sex. When what you need to be attached, and the things you need to be attached to, are things that are not even attainable. Peace, love, God. These are things that can't nobody hold in their hand. And that's what I mean by tangible. You can feel it, you can receive it, but you will never hold it in your hand. So that's what you need to start thinking about. And I'm not saying to just say forget your dreams and don't work for anything, because your purpose is your purpose. However, while living in your purpose and trying to fulfill it, you should not be in a place where you're constantly worrying about something. You're constantly stressing about something. You're constantly in a fight or flight mode. You're constantly feeling anxiety. You're dealing with depression. You feel overwhelmed. These are emotions that should not be nowhere near you. And when I'm saying, I'm not saying everything is going to be peaches and cream, because it's not. It ain't going to be peaches and cream. There's going to be some days that are stressful. It's going to be days where things do seem a little sketchy. But what I'm preaching to you, what I'm trying to tell you, is that in those moments, that your mind is stronger than them. And I'm not saying be delusional. I'm not sitting there saying like, oh, my house is on fire, but I'm going to, in my mind, picture that it's not being on fire. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is, in the midst of your house burning down, you could be like, yes, my house is burning down. I might not have nowhere to go. I might not have nothing but the clothes on my back. But I have faith that this will work out in my good, and that I am grateful to still be alive with a chance to start a new day. That's what I mean by having a free mind. Even when the kids is acting crazy and you sitting there, ain't had a time to yourself in Lord knows how long. You can sit there and say, yes, my kids have been on one today. I can't wait until I put them to bed, but I'm grateful to have kids. I'm grateful to be able to spend time with my kids. And I know that this too shall pass. Tomorrow will be a better day. So, free your mind. Learn how to trick your mind. I'm not even going to say trick your mind. Learn how to shift your perspective in a way that is beneficial to you. Because stress, worries, heartache, pain, anxiety, and depression, they have never helped anyone. Never. These are emotions that I rebuke in 2024. I'm not sitting there saying that I won't have episodes. I'm not saying that they won't come knocking at my door. What I'm saying is you don't have to let them in. And that's why you have to free your mind. Because you have a choice. Regardless of what reality might tell you, you have a choice. And when moments that you don't have the choice, you better lean into whatever you believe in and go to God and have the faith that He will fix it. Because if He brought you to it, He will bring you through it. And that is all that I have for y'all on today. And I know y'all probably like, dang, Ken, you took us to church, but that was on my spirit. And this month, my focus is being mindful. And the first part of this, well, the second part, because the first part is to stop playing with your life. But the second part is truly about freeing your mind. Because you ain't going to do it. If you don't free your mind will, not even your mind, life would to get the best of you. If you don't learn how to free your mind, life will get the best of you. And we know you don't know what you're going to get when it comes to life. So at least have the confidence that when it comes to you, in your mind, that you know what will happen. As always, I love you guys. I want you guys to have a wonderful week. And remember to follow our YouTube channel, Thugging It Out Podcast, and follow us on Instagram at _thuggingitout_. And this upcoming Saturday will be a motherhoods panel. And I have a married panel coming up later on this month. And I am doing some for the fellas. So if you are a mother, you're a woman, or somebody, because I have the Talk It Out series as well that I started, that you want to do a one-on-one episode, anybody, if you want to come on Thugging It Out just to have a space where we could talk, we could chop it up, we could cry, we could come up, we could acknowledge, experience, and overcome things together, hit me up on Instagram at _thuggingitout_, or whatever social media platform you might follow us on. But if you don't do nothing else, make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe to the Thugging It Out Podcast on YouTube. Alrighty. Remember to be grateful, be blessed, be thankful. But most importantly, keep thugging it out. Peace.